Welcome back, everybody, on a Monday night. Dirt Slingers Racing League Monday Night Thunder here on the Dirt Racing Network. Lucas Oil Speedway, the Diamond of the Dirt Tracks for round number 7. Jess&Jims Steakhouse, 360 wing sprint cars. Limited field. That limited field probably due to the fact that another group is running a major event tonight. So we will sit here in frustrated silence about that, but we'll talk to you about all these guys out here. Fantastic group tonight. Some very, very good racers in here tonight. You see Trevor Royer, Craig Silby, Miles Jansen, Jaden Wolf back in action at DSRL. Tom Ostendorf is here. Matt Westfall has made his way in. A lot of the usual suspects, but still great field of drivers. Anybody could pick up the win so far this season in 6 races. We got one driver that has picked up 3 wins. He is not here tonight. The Little Hurricane. Mason Hannigan has 3 of the wins in the first 6 races. Chad Griggs, Trevor Royer, and Ernie Williams. Ernie Williams not in attendance either. But Trevor Royer definitely here and in attendance for this event. Let's go over. I'm going to try to get a look at our points in the series for you. Currently, it is Trevor Royer. Trevor Royer, about a 5 or 6 time champion at DSRL in the 360s. It didn't matter if it's open setups or fixed setups. That guy's got a room full of hardware from DSRL. He has a 21-point lead over Mason Hannigan, Ryan Scheidt, Ernie Williams. So the top 4 positions held by Black Diamond Motorsports drivers. A couple of them not here. Garrett Boyd is 5th in the points currently, and he is a little ways out, but he's missed a couple of races. Let's get ready for heat race number 1. Let's grid them up. It's going to be the 62 of Rory Collins on the pole. Matt Westfall, the 54, will be on his outside. Jonathan White in the 23. Row 2 to the inside. Next to Jaden Wolf in that 7 car. Doc Watson, the 66. He's got the 3rd row inside position next to the 32 of Tom Ostendorf. And then a Larry Moody in the 73. And the Kiwi Conqueror, Craig Silby, in that 7 car, making up our final starting spots. Must have had a couple of cars show up late because 8, at least 1. So we'll probably have an 8 and a 7 or an 8 and an 8. I was not watching the, I wasn't watching the gate. That's what was happening. I wasn't watching the gate to see who pulled through. So we'll bring the guys around. We're going to show them where the start line is. Right about where that big white tire right there is. We'll let them get going this time, or the next time around. Not this time, but the next time around there. The Flying Buckeye on the outside of that front row. Saw Westfall in the big block race earlier. He finished in 3rd here just a little while ago in the big block series. Don't be afraid to say hi in the chat. I don't care where you're at. YouTube, Twitch, Trovo. You're on Facebook. Say hello. Let us know you're there. We're waiting. Right there he is. Your start. Green flag in the air. Rory Collins. He did a good job of keeping him held down, getting most of the way through that zone. Here comes Jaden Wolf. Cuts under Matt Westfall. And he and Matt Westfall are going to have a problem right out of the box. That will definitely not make Westfall very happy. Now let's go see. Well, we're going to go watch this one. We know what happened towards the front. Wolf went to the middle. Got a spot. There's a little bit between Ostendorf and Doc Watson. And that might be what caused that caution. We got guys all over the place. Rory Collins. Collins had the lead. We're waiting on the pace truck. I don't know. We're going to have to sort this all out. We had a lot going on right there. Let's go back. I want to see because Collins also, he and Jonathan White had a problem. Yeah, there's our caution right there. That is going to be the wreck that brought out the caution. Jonathan White got into Rory Collins. There in turns 3 and 4. There was so much action on that first lap. It's hard to say, but we'll get ready to go green again here. I think our pace truck's already gone. We finally got the field kind of lined back up. Green flag back in the air. Collins, Watson, Ostendorf, Moody, Silby, and White. Jonathan White, I think that car might be broken. He had a lot of trouble getting into turns 1 and 2. Here comes Larry Moody. Going to move up, challenge for the second spot on Watson. Collins out in front. Collins has only been racing in the series for a couple of weeks, but he's showing out here tonight at Lucas Oil. Hello, Deb. I see you in the chat. Took me a minute to see that. I'm sorry about that. Larry Moody up to second. We're going to have contact behind. Doc Watson, Tom Ostendorf, and there's your caution. And they were getting out of turn number 2, and they just got really close together. I think they got side by side. Oh, yeah, there was a tap, and then into Craig Silby and Ostendorf. Paid for that one. He is going to head for pit road. So 3 cars out. We're just getting started here. All right, so we're going to get things regrouped. Pretty rough start. 2 cautions in the first heat race tonight. That is an auspicious start, to say the very least. Oh, my goodness. Pace truck is headed out. We don't know where we're supposed to be.
All right, man. Lights are back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
Going to have to extend our caution, wait for the pace car. Now,
lights are back on the pace car.
yeah, now we might get the pace truck back. We really didn't get him completely out of the way, and we caught caution, so now we're waiting. Got to wait for the pace truck. He'll get out in front of the field. We'll turn the lights off this time by with Collins, Moody, Watson, Silby, and White. The running order on the restart. I'm not sure if there's 6 or 7 laps to go. I think it's 6. Rough start. Very rough start for these boys. All right, out of turn 4, we're going to get the restart. 6 laps remaining. Heat number 1.
Green flag.
Rory Collins. Held him down as long as he could. Waited until just before the green flag flew. Jumped on the throttle. He's going to open it up to half a second. Moody, Watson, Silby, and White. We're going to watch back here. That was Craig Silby. Went for the big slider. Slid between cars. Didn't pick up an inch of racing room right there. Jonathan White now on the inside, working beside Doc Watson for the 3rd spot. He's got it at the line. Keeping the car locked in on the bottom. He is about 1 lane up. from those tractor tires down there. Collins is running away and hiding from these two right here. Moody and White are battling now, coming around to 2 to go for second and third. Still a good battle. Moody's going to go to the top side. White stays down on the bottom, and White's got grip out of 2. Slider that time. Moody's going to cross him over. White flags in the air. Can Larry Moody get a run out of turn number 2? He got the car a little too far sideways. Collins will win heat number 1. White second. Moody third. Watson in fourth. Silby's fifth. Ostendorf, Westfall, and Wolf will start at the back at tonight's A main. Rough start to the first one. We'll wait and see what the second one looks like. And they'll grid them up like this. Trevor Royer is going to catch a break in his draw for the first time in a while. He is going to start on the pole. Heat number 2 will have Dean Reynolds in the 79 beside him. Scott Thomas in sixth car, row 2 to the inside, with Tiny Dancer, Scott King in the 118 outside in row number 2. 21 of Garrett Boyd starts row 3 inside next to the 11 of Richie Gaines and Miles Jansen Jr. In the 35 will start Shotgun Charlie. Will watch for him to go forward probably pretty quickly. Trevor Royer usually draws, fourth row on back in a heat race, and tonight looks like he is going to draw probably the top 2 pills. He's going to start on the pole for this heat. We'll see if he can parlay that in and become the second multi-time winner in the series this season. Pace truck will leave the racing surface in turn number 2 this time. And Royer going to the back. I'm not sure why he's going to the back. That's going to change it up. Put Scotty Thomason on the pole with Dean Reynolds. Then Garrett Boyd and Scotty King. Those two, we got to watch the 21 and the 118. They tend to get together. Miles Jansen moved up. Try to time it up, missed it a little bit. Boyd is going to stay on the bottom. He'll take fourth as Scott King goes by. Everybody chasing Scott Thomason and Dean Reynolds right now out front. Reynolds up on the top side through 1 and 2. Trying to see if there is anything up there near the fluff. Scotty Thomason got it out of shape a little bit. Coming out of 4, and that allowed Reynolds to close up. Here comes Scott King in third. Jansen's up to 4th. Gaines is trying to go for 5th around the top side. Boyd keeping it in the middle. Oh, that time Richie Gaines cooked it a little too much, getting it up to the top of 1 and 2, and he slid out of the top of the track. He's going to keep the car going, but he is quite a ways back of this group. Trevor Royer went to the back, and he's not making up any ground whatsoever. He is stuck in 6th back here. We'll come around to 5 to go this time with Dean Reynolds now up front, Scott King, and then Scott Thomason. And Thomason's under fire as Miles Jansen is up on the top side. Dean Reynolds now has a challenge. Heat 2 making up for everything Heat 1 was missing. Contact, and there goes multiple cars, and I think we're going to have a chat coming between a couple of drivers. They were 2 wide, 3 deep right here. And Trevor Royer just gets caught up. That's why him starting at the back has not worked out for him all season. And Scotty King and Miles Jansen probably going to have a chat. Dean Reynolds, Scott Thompson, Garrett Boyd, Richie Gaines, and Scott King in that order right now. So you made it to halfway. And I'm not sure if King just didn't know Jansen had that big a run right there, and he just tried to get that angle to get into 1. But car high, sir. Car high. A Tiny Dancer out there stepping on toes. We'll get down here. We take a look at his car. He's already got a backup wing all duct taped up. Duct tape on the tail tank. It's been wrecked a couple of times this season already. He and Garrett Boyd have figured out every which way to get together during a race. Pace truck getting out of the way. That means we'll go green with what looks like 4 laps remaining. Maybe 3 laps remaining. It's only going to be 3 laps remaining. And Dean Reynolds on the hammer, and he's out in front again. Scotty Thomason did not get as good a start, I think, as he had hoped. And here comes Garrett Boyd. Boyd catfishing it around the bottom. Now goes slider in 3 and 4. He left the door open too long, and Scott Thomason, he'll go right through it if you leave a crack in it. He's going to fill it. Boyd has got the bottom working in 1 and 2. He just can't get the top working out of 3 and 4. White flag in the air. Who's going to get back to the line second? We know who's coming in first. Dean Reynolds picking them up, putting them down. Here comes Boyd. If he goes all the way to the top, he might shut the door. Thomason got by him right at the end. Reynolds, Thomason, Boyd, Gaines, King, Royer, and Jansen. And Boyd left that sliver open up there, and Scotty Thomason scrubbed the wall all the way down the front stretch. And he will come home second, heat number 2. We'll put the guys out here for a few minutes for some warm-up. Probably not the whole thing. Probably will not give them 10 minutes. Probably give them just about 4 or 5, and they'll advance the session. We'll let you know about the rest of the week. Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern. Midwest Truck Series. Thursday, Netcode Esports Red Driver Mighty Midgets. They're down to about the last 3 races, 2 or 3 anyway, for the season, as they look to crown a champion. If he can win one of the races this coming week, I think it is a foregone conclusion. He goes on a couple victory laps for the last week, so we'll just have to see. He has definitely got a stranglehold on the Iron Man. We're talking about Bo Brandon in that midget series. And then Friday night, American Dirt Series. 360 wing sprint cars. Friday night shows. Starting this week for the next 8 weeks consecutive on Friday night. No word from race control on how long they're going to give them. They will not give them 10 minutes on this track. I would be willing to guarantee that. And Trevor Royer is going to have his work cut out for him. Wrecked in the first heat race. He went from the pole to the back, and I'm sure he's regretting that right now, but watch for the 90 car to come forward. He probably did that just for the challenge of trying to pass enough cars. Now, I know he didn't intend to get wrecked, but he did it in the heat race, took the EOL just to see how many cars he could pass. He won the last time we were out. So he is trying to go back-to-back in the series. Won the final leg of the Pennsylvania swing at Lincoln. Mason Hannigan dominated that Pennsylvania swing, but not going to come up with enough points to be the PA champ. But we got 4 shows remaining this week for you. Next week, we'll have all 8 shows over the 6 nights, as we close in on the holiday season. I think the week of Christmas we'll have Monday night, Sunday night, and Monday night racing. I don't think we have anything else that week. Not that I'm aware of. Don't mean we might not put together something like the ho down for that week, but we'll just have to see. I think Friday night we may have a show as well. Jonathan White, somebody get an ambulance to turn 3. Looking at the 7 car of Craig Silby, the Kiwi Conqueror right now. Looks like we are ready to go. 35 laps for our feature. All 14 drivers will be out here ready to go. Swap session. Pace truck drops out. Here comes your starting lineup. The 62 of Rory Collins will have the pole next to the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Second row, inside, 23, Jonathan White. Outside, the 6 of Scott Thomason. Your third row, Larry Moody in the 73 inside. Garrett Boyd, the 21 on the outside. Those two started side by side in the big block race a little while ago. 66 of Doc Watson next to the 11 of Richie Gaines in row number 4. And then Craig Silby in the 7, Scott King in the 118. Row number 5, row 6 is Tom Ostendorf, the 32. Miles Jensen, the 35. And your final row, final full row, is Jaden Wolf in the 7 next to the 90 of Trevor Royer and Matt Westfall, also a victim of that first incident. Hey, Tim Nichols. What's up, buddy? So 15 drivers, 30 laps. Keeping the pace truck out here. He'll get out of the way this time, and we'll get things fired off down here in turn number 4 the next time we come through. White and Reynolds. All right. Time to go green, 30. Green flag laps. That's weird.
Green, green, green.
And the green flag in the air. We're underway. 1 and 2 negotiated well. We'll head into 3 and 4 for the first time. White out front now. Moody and Reynolds side by side. They were 4 wide. Craig Silby threaded the needle, and he moves all the way up to 4th. Here comes Jaden Wolf. Wolf trying to work the very bottom of the racetrack. Going to get around Watson, at least for the time being. That's going to put him up to 6th. Silby struggling to get around Moody. Moody running right to the middle, and that's kind of taking the exit line away from the 7 car. Everybody looking for space to race right now. Silby around Moody this time. Goes right to the very bottom of 1 and 2. Got it to stick and work off the exit. Move him to 3rd. White and Reynolds separated by 0.8 of a second. Jonathan White really kind of going wherever he likes right now.
All right, man. Caution.
Caution for the first time. 62 of Rory Collins is going to find problems. Whoa. Well, I'm not sure why. Let's go back here and see if we can figure it out. Oh, that is just a whole lot going on right there. Miles Jansen. Oh, Scott Thomason got across the nose of the 90, and then Collins got into it. That is going to slow things down. So there we go. We had them 2-3 wide, and one driver got a little out of shape. Contact with another, it starts a chain reaction. We're down to 25 to go already. Collins and Thomason both in the pits. They both took heavy damage. I think Trevor Royer and Scotty King also headed in because they got into that. Trevor Royer on the hook and into the pit area. We'll see if he can make it back out. Scott King just pulled back onto the track in that 118 machine. You need to tell me which unit you're using, Tim. I got so many of them in there. I'd like to take a few of them out and just use the one that or two that maybe you're going to use so we can make sure that we've got you going. All right. White, Reynolds, Silby, Moody, Wolf, the top five, getting ready to get us restarted.
Green flag, green flag.
Good restart. Everybody single file through the start-finish line, and now they'll go after each other. Wolf goes to the bottom on Moody. Silby goes to the bottom on Reynolds. I'll go look when we get done. White still out front. The battles for second and third right now. Silby and Reynolds are side by side. Silby off the bottom of turn 4, and he's got it at the line, but I don't know if he can hold it because Reynolds had a big head of steam. And now Silby up in front. Reynolds yields the spot. Wolf is up to fourth. Moody is fifth, then Jansen sixth. And now they're back at it. A little contact there. Didn't really seem to shake things up a whole lot. Opens up the door for Jaden Wolf.
Caution is out.
Caution behind Mr. Watson. He misses the entry to one, gets into the fence. Yeah, that'll give you a caution right there. When he made contact with Richie Gaines, I think it just kind of unsettled the car and he wasn't able to turn in because the weight on the car was still shifting from one side to the other. And he just couldn't get that car to plant and make that entry turn. He slid right up over, and it's very flat once you go over the top edge of the banking in turns 1 and 2. It gets real flat real quick. All that loose dirt up there, and he just slid it into the fence and rolled it over. Watson in the pits. Collins is back on track. Royer is done. Thomason done. So looks like maybe 3 retirees, and Rory Collins a lap down. He should get a wave around. So it looks like we're going to get ready to go back to it. Be 21 to go, and they take the green. Jonathan White back on the throttle. Reynolds and Silby. Here comes Jaden Wolf. Silby trying to work a lane lower than Reynolds. Trying to stay on the high side. Jaden Wolf perfect on the bottom right now. 2 7 cars are side by side getting into 3 and 4. Larry Moody right there in the mix as well in 5th. Jansen still 6th. Boyd is 7th. Westfall is 8th. Oh, yeah, I need to invite that one then. So, yeah. Let's figure that out. Reynolds closing in on White here. We're nearing halfway, just a couple laps, and that time Reynolds got a huge run through the center of 3 and 4. He'll have the lead at the line. Can he hang on to it through 1 and 2? New leader for the first time. 13, make it 14 laps into this feature. Dean Reynolds, and here comes Jaden Wolf. He and White have contact down the front stretch. Jaden Wolf all the way to the top of the racetrack, and he's going to go even wider, and he is going to get around White. Here comes Silby. Now White wants to go to the top. Silby cuts to the bottom. White loses the back end. That's one spot. He almost gave up another one to Jansen. Jansen working the middle. White now has gone to the top side. Gives up another spot. Drop him to the 5th spot right in front of Larry Moody. Reynolds running away. Dean Reynolds 1 second in front of Jaden Wolf. Craig Silby and Jaden Wolf still kind of going at each other. That's fine. I'll just invite the other one. We'll get together when I get done here, bud. Silby looked to the inside. Didn't have enough bite out of 2. Wolf goes back by. 11 laps to go this time. Miles Jansen still in the 4th spot. Jonathan White going after Larry Moody for 5th. Moody not quite all the way to the top, but Garrett Boyd ain't afraid to get up there, and he runs right to the back end of the 73 and had to get out of the throttle.
All right, man.
Here comes Gaines, and now Tiny Dancer. Oh, no. 118 car back here with the 54 of Westfall. Oh, yeah, they just fighting for the same piece of real estate, and Scotty King finds a right rear. So we'll get things squared away. We'll get everybody lined back up. Pace car still on the track. King, Watson, Royer, Thomason all out of this thing. Roy Collins a lap down for the moment. We'll see if they give him a wave around. Might be coming to 1 to go. Lights go off on the pace truck. 1 lap to go. We'll go back to green flag racing. Dean Reynolds, Jaden Wolf, Craig Silby, Miles Jensen, Jonathan White, the top 5. Going to be 9 laps remaining. I'm sorry for saying 10. It's 9 laps.
Green flag, green flag.
Restart. Wolf will go to the bottom. Reynolds was out by over a second. And now he's going to have to fight to hang on to the lead. Goes to the top side. Wolf to the bottom. Slide job coming. He parked that right on his nose. I don't think Dean Reynolds had a choice right there.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
Go get the drone cam out. We'll fly this one in here. Yeah, very late getting there. Got just a very late slider, and unfortunately, Jaden Wolf's going to pay the price. So, slowed things down again. Coming around, will be 7 to go, and we take the green. Reynolds, Silby, Jansen, White, Boyd, Moody, Gaines, Ostendorf, Westfall. And they're waving the 62 around. He's going to get back on the lead lap now, so we will have all 10 drivers. on the lead lap. Are you going to need them on both series, Tim? So we can get this right the first time? I don't want to mess it up. All right, Dean Reynolds is going to try to get us started again. This time, Silby will be second and Jansen in the third spot. Takes him to the bottom, gets on the throttle, and Dean Reynolds, that was a pretty smart start right there. He got down where the tacky stuff was. He got a little bit of a launch. It's going to open him up for about 4 car lengths here. Up to the top side, and I'll tell you what, Silby ran a pretty good lap through 3 and 4. That time he's going to go to the bottom in 1 and 2. Battle for the lead now, side by side. Silby's got it by about 1 car length. Oh, he ran him way wide. Wow. I don't know about that. We'll see what race control does on that one. We'll go watch here. Reynolds coming out. Yeah. He had his left front to the right rear. Got to be able to hear that the guy is there, I think. So we'll be on the wave lap when we get restarted. Silby's out front. Jensen, White, Boyd, Moody, Gaines, Westfall, Ostendorf, Collins. Reynolds is at the back. I don't know how hurt the 79 is. There we go. Now we're going to move a driver to the back. That may be a race control call right there because it wasn't a claimed caution, but take your medicine now versus having to do it all next week in the feature. This late in the going, that is going to strip a win away, but that is how the rules work. Jansen getting us restarted. 5 laps to go. Jonathan White went for the lead, couldn't make it stick and get a launch out of 2. Here comes Garrett Boyd in third. Larry Moody is right behind that. Richie Gaines now on a bit of a run on the top side. Does he have enough time to get to a podium? Well, Boyd slips on the high side, opens the door, lets Moody by. Now Gaines will go by as well, and then Gaines gets Moody, gets himself backwards. He's going to bring the caution out right there. That's what's going to happen. We'll slow things down. Gaines got a little bit of a run, was following Moody into 1 and 3 and 4 down here, and he just got way too close. That tap, he tried to straighten him out. And then between Gaines and Ostendorf getting side by side and touching, we're going to get our 5th or 6th caution here. A little heavy on the caution count tonight. Silby up front. I know. No, Jansen's up front. I'm sorry. I'm 2 cautions back. Jansen, White, Moody, or Boyd, then Moody, Westfall, Ostendorf, Collins, Silby, Gaines, Dean Reynolds off track. So he must have hurt that car pretty good in that incident with Craig Silby because he had to take it to the pits. We're 1 to go, 3 laps remaining. Well, what big would you do at the high banks? Just curious. Miles Jansen on the restart. Jonathan White was right there and got a good start with him. So did Garrett Boyd. It'll be 2 to go this time. Will Boyd? No, he won't. I thought he might go to the top. He's going to go through the middle. Jonathan White got a good run on the bottom. He's going to make a bid for the lead late in this one. Jansen around the top. Good run for him. Can White get it going again right here in 3 and 4? I think he missed the bottom. That's going to open it up. Miles Jansen now out in front. It's a battle for the final podium spot. Boyd and Moody side by side. Coming around to get the checks. Jansen will win it. White is going to be second. Moody's going to take third right at the line. Boyd, Westfall, Silby, Collins, and Ostendorf behind that. While they bring them around, that will be your finishing order. Jansen, White, Moody, Boyd, Westfall, Silby, Collins, Ostendorf, Gaines, Reynolds, Wolf, King, Watson, Royer, Thomason. Some of these drivers having problems. I don't want to say early and often, but very early. So, start moving drivers in here so we can talk to them. Jansen, Moody, and White. And let's get things started. With the driver over the 73, he has adorned the series sponsor logo on that car, and he's going to bring it home on the podium for the first time in a long time in the series. Larry Moody, to say it was an interesting one might be an understatement.
It was fun. I think I stole one there at the end. I was a little bit better than Garrett on the outside, and I know we kind of got together coming to the flag, but I wanted this pretty bad, so I tried for it.
Well, it looked like that was hard racing on the last lap, and neither one of you wrecked. It was just a little bumping and grinding, and maybe he was trying to break your momentum. You had a great run on the outside there. This track looked like it was kind of all over the place throughout that feature.
I thought it was in great shape. I thought it raced really good. For the guys that were here, I thought we put on a pretty good show. I know there was some cautions here and there, but all in all, the racing where I was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it looked like everybody was fighting hard, and Dean Reynolds, his track wasn't quite wide enough. Well, it's unfortunate what happened to Dean in that situation. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But I want to get some shout-outs, some thank yous from you, and then we're going to let you go and take care of your admin duties.
Well, I want to thank everybody that showed up tonight. I know there's another show going on, and it's a big one. And the fact that, we had 15 cars or so that showed up, says a lot about our league and the racing here. I think our racing's as good as there is anywhere in iRacing for sprint cars, so I appreciate that. I want to thank our sponsors, Jess&Jims and Rock and K Logistics, for staying with us and helping out where they can. And thanks for the Dirt Racing Network and everybody that participates. So we'll move on to the next week, and hopefully we'll have a good result there too.
All right, man. Congrats on a great run, and I'll look forward to talking to you here in just a little bit.
All right, man. See you later.
That is Larry Moody finishing in the third spot. Now we'll move on. He fought up front, he fought in the middle, and then at the end he tried to fight up front again, but he's going to come home with one spot short. Jonathan White, second place tonight in what looked like a very intense race.
Oh, man, it was really intense. The bottom was there the whole race. It was just a matter of hitting the bottom, and it got very technical there towards the end. I feel like there at the very end with 3 laps to go, I feel like I was right there and missed the bottom a couple of times, but you have that in this type of racing.
Yeah, we talked about that live. When you made the first move and you got there to Jansen in 1 and 2, 3 and 4 looked really good. The next time around, it looked like the car was maybe a half a lane wider, and it made all the difference because your forward momentum was completely gone.
1,000%. It seemed like the car was there. The early cautions really hurt me, but it seemed like about halfway through the race, my car took a wicked turn and started getting really, really loose on me. I had the wing trunked at lap 15, and it was just one of those deals to where you have to hang on and just try to finish, and we fought and got second.
What an awesome run, man. Give me some shout-outs and thank yous before we let you head out.
I just want to thank Larry Moody, you, Scott King, for what you guys put on every Monday night, and I can't thank the Dirt Racing Network enough for streaming it. It allows my people to watch, and they really do enjoy it. And yeah, man, we'll keep doing it.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on a great finish, and I'll look forward to seeing you back here next week.
Thank you, sir.
That is Jonathan White finishing in second tonight, and now it's been a long time since this guy's been here. He is a former series champion, and tonight he will pick up his first win in the 2024 D season, or the 24th season, final season of 2024. But Miles Jensen, it wasn't for a lot of hard fighting, that's for sure.
Yeah, just kept it clean and didn't get too aggressive, and it paid out in the end for me.
You got a couple of challenges late, and Jonathan White had found something on the bottom. He just missed the line. If he sticks that a couple of times, you think you could have held him off?
Hard to say. I mean, I was struggling. This is my first league race since the season opener, so I was just kind of holding my own, hoping to not have the feature turn out like the heat race did, and it worked out, surprisingly.
Well, the track was changing quite a bit, and everybody was trying to go top, and then some guys were looking in the middle. Best place for you to find something and get that 35 to the front looked like it was kind of a combination of the two. How did you figure out what to run?
Well, I just know I'm really good at hitting the tires on the inside, so I figured I wouldn't run that if I didn't need to. And then I know the top in 1 and 2, I was kind of testing it a little bit in warm-ups, and during the feature, I'd go up and take a glance at it in 1 and 2, and it was already folded over the berm. So I thought there was a little bit of grip in the middle of 1 and 2, and stuck with it, and it seemed to work pretty decent.
All right, man. Well, an awesome win. Give me some shout-outs, some thank yous. We'll let you head out.
Yeah, just trying to thank Logitech G, TCB Speed, Bruzy Racewear, and then all the guys at 25 Enterprise, and then all the guys at the team at Wanted Goons.
All right, man. Congrats on the win. We'll look forward to seeing you back next week.
Yep, thank you.
That is Miles Jensen picking up the win here tonight at Lucas Oil Speedway. We've already gone over our results. Man, Dean, it's unfortunate. I hate when that kind of stuff happens. We don't run the mirrors, and some guys don't have the sound set up very good to know when someone's off their right rear corner, I guess. It's just one of them horrible situations, but you are going to break through. I know you've been at it for a while. Hopefully the next one will be yours, sir. Just tough luck for you tonight, but we'll look forward to seeing you back here. That is going to do it for us here tonight, guys. Been a pretty good night. A lot of fun. Always enjoy the chatter in our streams. So thank you guys for keeping it alive and keeping it lively. We will be back on a Wednesday night for Midwest Truck Series, 8:30 Eastern. Come and join us. Say hi. Till we see you the next time. Thank you for being here, because without you, there's no reason for us to do this. In the great leagues, giving us great racing, there's nothing for us to cover. Pats on the back, high five all around. Till we see you the next time. Peace and love to everybody. Keep the rough side facing down at all times.